Hello, this is Virgil, Labrador, Editor-in-Chief of Satellite Markets and Research, and we're here at the PTC 2019 in Honolulu, Hawaii with Brandon Seir. He's the Vice President of Sales and Marketing and International Carriers for Kacific. Did I pronounce that correct? Kacific. KA, I think is key there. And he will explain that to us shortly. Brandon comes from a very long experience in the telecommunications field, both in the Middle East, Africa, and this region. He's from this region. Can I say that? He's from Australia.
Yes.
So that's Pacific. That's Pacific. And well, I think we can't find a better guest on this videocast on the Pacific Telecommunications Council with a company named Kacific, which is synonymous to Pacific. So, Brandon, please give us an overview for the benefit of our viewers on where you're at right now as far as your project, satellite for this region.
Virgil, thank you so much for giving us the time to meet and discuss about Kacific and give you an overview to your viewers. I think PTC is a great platform to meet, and I'm really glad to have the opportunity to talk to you. As you know, Kacific is one of the major companies in the satellite industry now. Right. We have actually added a huge, powerful satellite, the most powerful satellite that has probably the most capacity out of all the geo satellites in the Pacific. And the whole idea of Kacific is to focus into Pacific and basically serve the underserved, unconnected communities. And the idea is to also connect all the unconnected, a major part of the Pacific Islands are unconnected, but offer them really affordable services and connect them with affordable technology where with the existing technology and the connectivity platforms, they pay a huge capex and opex to actually get served.
Right.
At the end of the day, we are the only company probably working through telecom companies and ISPs to promote the local businesses, also promote the local investments in the area. So as you know, the Kacific's first bird, called Kacific 1, covers 25 markets, and our major markets are within Pacific. The other markets within Asia Pacific is Indonesia and Philippines, where we have the largest capacity, over 70 gigabits per second in this satellite. The satellite is built by Boeing with their reputable, most reliable platform 702 MP.
Now,
and
is this all KA? Because you're called that's why I mentioned Kacific or KA.
Yes, so
KA, it's a KA band, all KA band satellite,
so
right?
we have connected and put light into the Pacific with the first time. Probably we can have a tea sometime and talk a little bit more about the KA broadband services in Pacific, and that's the first time in most of the Asia Pacific countries as well. You do know that their technology is similar to KU, C-band and other bands, but the KA really adds a lot of value add, and it also helps all the underserved and unconnected to be connected with reliable services and affordable services in most areas.
Right. So are these spot beams or
so the satellite?
Are they steerable, or?
Yes. So the satellite is really powerful. It has 56 beams. All the 56 beams covers 25 markets. And as I stated earlier, it has probably the most capacity out of all the geostationary satellites that is there in the market today. Some of the things that I should actually mention is we recently signed up with NewTek, and I'm sure you've seen that in the press. NewTek now offers multi-service platform for VSAT providers, and as you know, the new Dialogue new generation also offers a lot of reliability in terms of making sure that the end users buy terminals affordable. So in a way, when I said it's not capex intensive and opex intensive, that's where we are actually moving forward. So we have addressed the problem that hasn't been addressed in the past.
Right.
So maybe I should also name some of the projects we have done with our interim bandwidth. With the interim bandwidth today, we connect 75 clinics. So we have resolved a unique problem in Timor-Leste where we connect 75 clinics to address a problem where they had stock management issues before. So today, with the clinics being connected, the stock comes there on time, and as a result, the end users in the community get served very well. We are also projecting to connect post offices and schools in the future. We have signed with really reliable partners in different countries. Some of these countries I could name was Indonesia, Philippines, obviously Fiji, Tonga. As you know, recently there was a problem in Tonga with the cable, and Kacific was the only provider there connecting Tonga at that point of time. They had a disconnectivity at 8:30 p.m. and I'm sure you have seen the press. So Kacific was the only satellite provider there, helping to provide an interim capacity to one of the local players, where we actually helped connecting the country at that point of time. And we have always been in these small Pacific islands to promote better services and to ensure that the end user is really served very well. The other market I could name is PNG. With Excite today, we offer the largest coverage in Wi-Fi community, and so the way it works is in Wi-Fi communities is you set up small dishes, you have a higher capacity where the users usually just buy the internet bandwidth for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, and it's really affordable than all the other services available.
Right. Now, with a name like Kacific, are you just focusing on the Pacific, Asia Pacific area?
So Kacific was actually built with the idea to serve Pacific. What Pacific has taught us, the countries and the solutions we have started developing with the local service providers and some of our major partners, what they have taught us that there are a lot more potential in the other sides of the universe. So we're looking into Asia Pacific overall. Our second bird would most probably cover some of the West African countries. We would also offer more bandwidth, hopefully with planning. While planning the second satellite, we would offer more bandwidth in some of the Asian Pacific countries as well.
So you're already planning your second bird. When is your target for that?
We are in the phase to look into the more details and learn more about the population in some of the other markets. But all I can tell you is that in the markets that we currently are, there is more demand on capacity. Our first satellite wouldn't be able to address all the demand in the market. It addresses major demand and major needs in the market and requirements. The second satellite will offer more capacity for some of these markets, that you would actually make sure that all the unconnected and unserved communities are connected with that. So the first satellite is being launched on September 2019. As I said, it's on a SpaceX Falcon 9, and as I stated earlier, it's with Boeing. What's very important with that is we have 3 gateways. So Kratos is helping us with multi-site gateway infrastructure. The gateways are placed within Philippines, Indonesia and Australia that serves Pacific. And what's very important in the first satellite is a major part of the capacity is already committed and basically sold to the service. Yes, to the service providers.
But you said you were providing interim bandwidth, so you have some agreements with some satellite operators to provide it.
So on Kacific 1, since it's our own satellite, we would be offering K broadband ourselves. On the interim, we have bought some capacity with zero merge, and that we have passed it on to some of our partners that they needed in some of the areas. Now the idea is to transition all that capacity to K1 and also look into other opportunities in the market, where we also work with telecom companies to offer reliable services and affordable services. Some of the telecom companies in the Pacific, the reason they just can't roll out, and I come in from a telecom background, is just because putting up a site and taking fiber from one area to another area is really capex intensive. So what happens is that the telecom companies, they look into better services or affordable services like the satellite providers. So they go into details of mobile backhauling. Mobile backhauling is one of the major products that you can see around the other markets as well. So We're looking into working with telecom operators to provide connectivity, offer mobile backhauling to some of the remote areas to connect all the other Pacific islands that is not connected.
Right. Now, Brandon, Kacific is a relatively newcomer. You know, your satellite won't be launched until the third quarter of this year. So, what differentiates you from the other providers, satellite operators who are already here or are being planned for this region?
There are two things to look at, and I think you've asked a very unique question. K-band is the only major differentiator in this region. So that's the first thing that differentiates us from all the other operators. The second thing that we want to do is we are a community brand with a lot of value. We help enterprises within different countries and we execute better. So that's the second differentiator. The fourth differentiator, or the third differentiator, is we have got a team who comes in with a lot of expertise within satellite and telecom markets. The team bring in unique and diverse sort of information and skill to package the solutions better for the end users, to package and help the partners solutions so that they can reach their market segments and market targets much better. Right. So overall, if I can conclude it, we differentiate ourselves with first K-band satellite, high throughput satellite in the region. We execute much better. We are very well managed in terms of packaging the products and helping our operators and our partners to address the market segment. We also offer services that's very unique than others.
Right. Well, that's a pretty good overview, and we look forward to your launch of your satellite in the third quarter. Is there anything else you want to add, Brandon?
Thank you so much, and I think what it is for all your viewers, I welcome them to please get in touch with us. We have reliable models that can help them in different markets to target different segments. We're looking into residential, enterprises, and obviously telecom companies and ISPs are our partners. We don't usually, in most of the markets, we don't usually offer the services without a partner, so it's best to work with the local partner. It's best to promote their businesses, and we're always there to actually work with them together.
Well, thank you very much, Brandon.
Thank you so much, Virgil.
And for all the news and information on the global satellite industry, you always have Satellite Markets and Research at www.satellitemarkets.com.